Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Wednesday, May 18, 2016. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The opposition New Democratic Party is seeking fiats from the Director of Public Prosecutions to bring cases against senior election officials here in the December 9, 2015 general elections. Opposition leader Arnim Eustace, in a live radio address to the nation today, says that the Organization of American States' final report on the 2015 general elections has vindicated claims made by the party that there were blatant irregularities in the December 9, 2015 general elections. Eustace says the findings in the OAS report supports the NDP's position that invalid ballots were counted and that persons for the NDP had objected to these ballots being counted. The NDP accused the supervisor of elections, Sylvia Finley Scrub, and presiding officer for Central Leeward, Winston Games, of conducting a sham of an electoral process.
Have acted fraudulently in conducting elections, such that the general elections of December 9, 2015 were a travesty and a sham. In the instance of Mrs. Finley, her attempt to change her sworn testimony in relation to the general elections further implicates the conduct of the elections. As for Mr. Gaines, he is no less accountable, for he confesses in his affidavit, sworn on December the 21st, that he committed a grave election offense repeatedly. Under Rule 41 of the House of Assembly election rules, any ballot paper which does not bear the official mark shall, subject to this rule, be void and not counted.
Eustace says requests have been made by lawyers of the NDP to seek fiats to bring criminal proceedings against the presiding officer for Central Leeward, among others.
Lawyers acting for the New Democratic Party will formally request of the Director of Public Prosecutions that he issue fiats for the institution of criminal proceedings of certain election officers who were responsible for the counting of votes contrary to Section 40S of the RPA. We remain highly vigilant, as the petitions proceed to the courts. We're going to take this matter further. As you noted at the end, I said we will be seeking a fiat from the DVP to bring cases which are punishable by up to 2 years in jail against Mr. Gaines and others.
And a 46-page document released by the Organization of American States on the December 9, 2015 general elections here, which its team observed, raised several concerns and at the same time praises the efforts made in the electoral process. According to the report, the OAS observers visited 173 of the 232 polling stations multiple times during the day on December 9, 2015. Among some of the concerns raised are that seals on the ballots were placed incorrectly, that there was an absence of the presiding officer's stamp and initials on some ballots, the partiality or bias of the returning officer in the Central Leeward constituency to the ULP candidates and agents, among others. Despite these concerns, the OAS report states that its observers did not discern any fraudulent activities at the final count which could have materially affected the outcome of the vote. The OAS mission described the electoral process as peaceful and commended Supervisor of Elections Sylvia Finley Scrub and her staff at the electoral office, poll clerks, among others, for their professional work. They, however, recommended continued updating of the electoral list, the promotion of voter education, the establishment of an independent elections commission, improved voting facilities, further training for poll workers, a look into campaign finance, and greater gender equity in elective politics. Since 1962, the OAS has observed 237 elections in the hemisphere. A number of customers of the Royal Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, RBTT, have reportedly been withdrawing their savings from the bank, with some holding a small protest today outside the main branch in capital Kingston, objecting to new fees imposed. The new fees include a $25 charge on saving accounts, and a notice on the bank reads that effective May 23, 2016, they will be introducing a new suite of personal accounts. SVG-TV News spoke to one customer who expressed disappointment that these fees were introduced without consultation and consideration.
Their charges are too much. I mean, they've been very good to me since I joined them, but now they should have consulted their clients, you know, to find out what is how they feel about the charges. But I have a feeling they're closing down, so they want us to withdraw money, so it will be easier for them to close down. Yes, I would encourage everybody. I would encourage everybody, because we've been suffering here for a long time, especially with Clico and British American, and I think that everybody should take it out. Why should we have to pay $12, $50 and $25 a month? You know? No, it's not fair.
Attempts were made to get a comment from the local manager or other senior officials of the bank here, to no avail. Reporters on the scene today were given a telephone number for one Nicole Duke Westfield, the senior manager of cooperative communications of RBC Financial, based in Trinidad and Tobago, who we are yet to get in contact with. The Canawan Government School is not a major risk to students and teachers who carry out class activities at the school. That's according to a report of the structural assessment done on the school by the Buildings, Roads and General Services Authority, BRACSA. According to a media release from the Ministry of Education, an engineering team comprising of a senior engineer and an engineer for Buildings Department for Canawan carried out the assessment with the goal of ascertaining whether the school was in risk of imminent collapse and whether the grade 5 or 6 area can be utilized as classrooms by students and teachers. The ministry states that the report indicates that there were no major signs of failure, which suggests that the school is an immediate threat of collapse and poses no major risk to the students or teachers, particularly in the grade 5 or grade 6 areas. The report, however, stated that the computer room has some structural and other cracks and advises that this room not be utilized until further notice. The ministry says routine checks and further investigations will be made by BRACSA to ensure no further developments, and repairs are expected to be carried out after school closes for the summer break. In other news, the third cohort of local grade 6 students sitting the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment CPEA will be examined this Friday, May 20, 2016, in 17 different centers throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 1,791 students have registered this year to sit the exam. This number includes 877 females and 914 males. The CPEA is a Caribbean Examination Council administered examination for students parting with the primary cycle of their education. Students participating will sit multiple choice papers in mathematics, English and science, each comprising of 50 items as a final component of the CPEA. The students have already previously completed the first part of their assessment, called the Caribbean School-Based Assessment, which contributes 40% to their final score. The results of the CPEA are expected to be published in June, and the Ministry of Education will construct the regular secondary school placement exercise. Vincentians encouraged to do their part to limit the number of heart-related diseases and deaths here. There's another stories coming up when we return. Stay with us. SVG joined the rest of the world yesterday, Tuesday, May 17, 2016, to observe World Hypertension Day 2016 under the theme Know Your Numbers. To commemorate the day, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment hosted a march and rally in capital Kingston. Local coordinator of non-communicable diseases in the Ministry of Health, Beverly Liverpool, said the activity sought to enlighten the public on issues relating to hypertension and heart disease. Liverpool said while heart disease is a leading cause of death both globally and in SVG, if members of the public is able to manage their blood pressure, there will be a significant decline in these deaths, noting that exercise is of key importance.
And we cannot overemphasize the point of exercise. The group just had a role play and they emphasized the need for physical activity. We must get involved in some form of physical activity. Whether it's a walk, whether it's a swim, whether it's just touching your toes in the bedroom, wherever you are, you need to get involved in some form of physical activity on a daily basis. Do not make it just a one-off. Make it a routine part of your lifestyle to exercise. And as long as you exercise, we know that you will concentrate on eating healthy. So the diet will go hand in hand with the exercise.
Liverpool also encouraged members of the public to have their blood sugar checked regularly and employ them to take the advice given by healthcare professionals.
We as health professionals, we do not want just to give you your blood pressure numbers, but we would like to teach you what each number means and what should be done next to get or keep them under control. So that is why we are saying if you visit us, or we can find you. We are not just willing to tell you your blood pressure is 140/90 and leave it there. We want to explain to you what 140 means, what 90 means, and what you can do to reduce that blood pressure. So we are asking you to listen to us. We are really trying to enhance your understanding of dietary salt, and we are trying to show you the link between elevated blood pressure and increased dietary salt.
Also making remarks was PAHO's advisor on non-communicable diseases and mental health, Dr. Tomo Kanda, who congratulated this country on its efforts to sensitize the public on the need to reduce the amount of salt intake. Dr. Kanda encouraged medical students here to go out more into the field to get a better insight of the various health issues affecting persons in the society so that they can provide the necessary support.
We have to talk about how we can engage with small sector. It's not the health sector's responsibility. I see the future health professionals here. American University of St. Vincent, I'm sure this is an offshore university, isn't it? Some of you stay this island, some of you go back to your own country. However, why don't you come join to the primary health care, go to the community to see what are the hidden driving force behind, not just studying what is hypertension, what is the prevention control. If you really go to the community, you will have a much clearer idea how you can really support prevention of control of hypertension throughout the whole year. So we have a lot of area you can join us, even study, research, and supporting the people.
And the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment said it is finalizing arrangements to welcome medical professionals from the Taiwan Shangzhou Christian Hospital, the CCH, to our shores. The team will be here from May 22nd to June 11, 2016, and will represent the first medical team to visit St. Vincent and the Grenadines this year. This is, however, the 9th visit of medical professionals from the CCH to SVG since 2010. The team will be headed by Dr. Heso-Ling Kwao and will include a general practitioner and breast surgeon, an emergency medicine doctor, a Chinese medicine doctor, a dentist, and 2 nurses. The visit will see the team being supported by and working closely with medical staff and colleagues of the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. The activities of their visit will include outreach to local communities through the provision of necessary medical services to Vincentians. Additionally, Dr. Su Tong Sheng, one of the top surgeons on breast cancer in Taiwan, will present 2 lectures to the medical staff of the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital and other local clinics. And in some carnival news, the SVG Calypso Association is looking to broaden its scopes beyond the carnival season to empower Calypsonians here and to maintain the art form. Addressing a media conference yesterday, President of the association, Earl Bennett, says there is a need to have Calypso shows at different times of the year so that Calypsonians can work on their craft and maintain a livelihood.
It is time that Calypsonians work outside of the season. This is not to say, this is a disclaimer that some Calypsonians do not work outside of the season. But we owe it to ourselves to develop and promote the art form. As an association, we have pledged to make Calypso better, and we intend to fulfill that pledge. We start by listening to the Calypsonians, and we listen to our audience.
As for this year's Calypso season, Bennett says they have worked out an arrangement to have 5 judges for the prelim, 2 of whom will be going to New York to judge members of the 10 there, and that an added attraction for this year will be the introduction of the most humorous and most popular Calypso songs, which will be judged by the public.
And we are going to empower our audiences. They are the one we are bringing back what is called people's choice. They are the one who will determine which song is the most humorous and which song is the most popular. We're not going to confine it to 3 or 5 or 7 judges. So our audience have something to look forward to in participating, have a sense of belonging. We know we don't know it all. We do not know it all. So we listen to people. And when we hear persons with their complaints, we listen, we go back to the drawing board, and we draft our plans. We are here to please our listening and viewing public. We are not here to please ourselves.
Confidence and enthusiasm are 2 of the main traits expressed by the contestants of the 2016 Miss SVG pageant as they prepare for the show to take place at Victoria Park on June 4th, 2016. The young ladies met with the media in a session on Saturday, May 15, at the Young Island Resort and spoke on what members of the general public can expect from them come the night of the show.
Night of the show, expect from Divana nothing but the best, an experience of a lifetime, something unique, something different, something that has never been done before on the Miss SVG stage.
You can expect a difference on that stage of Miss SVG on June 4th. You can expect electrifying performances from Ranisha throughout all the categories, confidence, because I've been working extremely hard for every category, so you can expect great things.
You can expect the unexpected. I plan to do something that has never been done before. I think I'm doing an amazing job, and I think we can pull it off. I know we can pull it off, and I hope that all roads lead to Miss SVG.
You can expect great things from Shanique Alexander, Miss Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the night of June 4th. The combination of passion and brilliance will be displayed throughout every category, and for sure, as I grace the stage, I would have God by my side, and as a girl guide, once a guide, always a guide. You're always told to be prepared, so I would be prepared for all challenges that would come my way on that night and do my best to be crowned Miss St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2016.
The ambition of the contestants was evident as they spoke about their future goals and aspirations.
I hope to pursue study in anesthetic nursing. During my rotation, I went to the operating theatre, and it was one of the most excited places in the hospital. And anesthetic nursing is a very lucrative field, not only in St. Vincent but in the region and internationally, and at the moment our country needs anesthetic nurses, and I hope to be one of those one day.
It is my aspiration to become a child psychologist. I am passionate about helping children, but specifically I want to be an educational psychologist, where I'll be able to work within the educational system and help children who are faced with academic issues.
My future goal is to be a successful entrepreneur in the field of makeup and cosmetology and cosmetics. To my community of Barley and surrounding areas, this is your contestant number 4, Miss Lotto, and I am in it to win it.
I wish to stay in the field of teaching, as I am a teacher at the Central Level Secondary School. However, if I am given that scholarship, I will pursue studies in linguistics and language education.
And chairperson of the CDC's Beauty Shows Committee, Sherrod Rodriguez, commended the contestants for their efforts thus far, as well as their sponsors.
First of all, I think they are very brave. We commend them for you know, taking this step to be in Miss SVG. That's the first thing. And we want to thank them so much, their parents, their chaperones. We want to thank the sponsors who have so graciously and every year come forward. We have 2 new sponsors this year, the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Vincent Electricity Services. And we have other sponsors who have been with us over the years. So I want to, you know, congratulate the young ladies, because we warned them in the beginning that this is going to be challenging and you've got to make up your mind. I'm sure sometimes they might have said, I wish I can drop out, but dropping out is not an option, not for us, right?